Here at Red Rock Lanes in Vegas for the title matches of today's JBT event. Cortez Schenk looking to sweep the weekend in the scratch division. He's taking on a first-time scratch finalist in John Newton. John we've seen on camera though already this season as he fired that memorable 300 game back in Albuquerque in September. Right now he's got his hands full against Tez as he started with the front three. Newton's gone strike, spare strike. So it's still early on. No, Tez rings a 10-pin there. So at least Tez won't shoot another 300 in the title match. We know that much. Sean Singh Jr. is trying to join his brother Alex as JBT champions on Alex's birthday, I think, if I remember how all that's going down here. He's got to win this match by... well, -6 is what he's got to win this match by. Trevor Geronimo's got to beat him by 6 to tie and 7 to win. Neither bowler has a JBT title, so someone's going to win their first one here at beautiful Red Rock. And you could go weeks on end without seeing Cortez whiff a 10-pin, but he does right there. Lets Newton back in this match. Newton's a tough customer. Obviously he can strike with that 300 game, so you don't want to let anybody back in the match. First shot on camera for Trevor. Nice form at the foul line there, and a little half-10 for him. Kaylee Am Kong did something very un-Kaylee-like and won a women's series event. She did not finish second, finally, with a big 245 game over there to win the girls title today. Nice job to her. Newton, very fundamentally sound bowler as well. Gets a lot of pop on that at the end, but you see it's easy for the ball to grab in the middle of the lane here as we reach the end of a long weekend here, and that ball comes up high, and still if he can spare up that 610 he'll only trail by 7. That's not bad. Geronimo's nice conversion of his 10-pin. Trevor was struggling a little bit in the scratch division, went back to handicap because he got some handicap, got his confidence back up and bowled much better. That happens all the time with us. Now he's got the confidence. I bet she'll be a factor in scratch if he chooses to go back there. A couple people did that today. This guy sitting to my left chomping on fries did that today. That's Mr. Baltazar to you. No! Are you kidding? How did that 9-pin not fall? Wow is right. My goodness, I thought that was going to fall the first time, then I thought it was going to fall when it leaned the other way. Neither one happened, and that's a bad break at a bad time for Trevor. Newton with a pretty bad break there as well. A Brad break, yes. A Brad Dave. I'm a Tampa fan, I'm miserable. What do you want from me? I have a Doug Martin jersey for sale, real cheap if anyone wants it. Kyle Wilson, Kyle Rendon, I surrender. If you're watching. Nice job with the spare. What a rotten break for Trevor there.
Man, that was funny.
Singh has thrown a couple super high scoring games today as I'm losing my ability to speak.
Go.
Brother, I told it to go. It did. 279 and 252 scratch earlier in the day for Sean. Ended up qualifying second behind Samantha Conte, who was brilliant all day, and she's still got a game of bowling to do as she and Sean will play the U17 title match after this. I said when Sean and Samantha lose earlier today, they'll play the U17 title match, and his mom corrected me into if they lose, and she was absolutely right so far. As I notice, she is nowhere near this camera right now. He is on fire. Got it. Wow, beautiful shot from Singh. That's 5 in a row. He opened the match with 3 in a row. Only a big split in the 4th prevented perfection so far. Them Singhs in title matches are pretty good. His brother shot, what, 250 stretch? To win the Flagstaff title match. My goodness. That was interesting. Tez wanted that ball to hold at first, and then it just squirted right at what he was hoping the break point was going to be, and that way it finishes behind the head pin, leaves that ring in 10, and keeps Newton breathing in this match. Geronimo has to do that a whole bunch of times and hopes Sean starts cussing at me. That's about the only way he can lose right now. Wait, we have an update.
Whatever. What? Does he have to do this?
I can kick a kid out for parental insubordination.
Yes.
Alright, just pointing that out. Mama Singh is a trip. There's no two ways about it. Trevor from SoCal. Doesn't have a JAT title either. Was hoping to win his first one here, and real nice shot there in the 10th, but 204 is the best he can do. It's not going to be enough. So he'll have to settle with a very fine runner-up finish today out of almost 50 bowlers in handicap. But it is all sing all the time the last month in JBT in the Southwest conferences. I was hoping for an exciting Geronimo reference that he's probably heard 5 zillion times in his life, but 4 zillion? There it was. Really not a bad game at all. He had 8 split in the 5th. Everything else was 9s or strikes for Trevor. Just didn't get that big string that Singh was able to do, and that was the difference in the match. Great turnout. Thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks to Eric and Mike and Dennis and the whole crew here at Red Rock. Amazing Red Rock lanes for having us. Tricky 4-8 for Newton to shoot at. That's very nicely done. That's one of the more choppable spares on the deck. He's clean with 97 through 5, which gives him a 10-pin deficit to Cortez. Relatively high scoring day at the top, but a bit of a grind here in the title match so far. We've seen a bunch of that this season where the overall scoring pace for the day was high at the top, but it wound up being more of a grind by the time you got to the title game. That happens on softer shots. We bowled on a tougher ratio today, but it looks like both days the better bowlers were able to carve out a look, and they got pretty soft from the midpoint on of the tournament. Oh man. 10-pin thinks about going down for Newton. It does not. That was a pretty darn good shot there. And Singh's string ends. It doesn't matter. He has a chance at 240 scratch. So the 2 Singhs, if he does that, will shoot just about 500 scratch between the 2 of them to win titles in the handicap division. Yes, we re-rate the heck out of them, and yes, they keep beating that re-rate. There might be some yellow cards in their future, though, pretty soon. We'll have to see. Oh, he clips the 4-pin. It's a weird spot for Sean to be in, where he just won the tournament, but he's now got to go and win the tournament since he's got the side events still to come. But that's the main division, and that's title number 1 for him. Tez working off that spare. Look out, look out. Goodbye, 4-pin. Laters. Well, they can't get the 10 the messenger out. Instead, he'll roll the 4 from behind. Picks up an extra pin with that 2 on the count, so now he leads by 11. 241 for brand new JBT champ, Sean Singh Jr. That will crack a smile out of this guy. My goodness. He's all game face. Brother likes it. It is all Sing all the time.
Sing, yep.
There we go.
This whole year.
Nicely done.
Is it okay if I take a picture?
Absolutely. Oh, and he's able to consolidate into a double. That ball was creeping up high. That's funny, it was creeping up high, but he would have rolled another 4-pin if he had left it the way the pins were rolling around the deck. That would have been interesting for everybody not named John Newton, who would not have found that interesting one bit. Yep. Tour rolls on to Lubbock, Texas next week. Sean will do it on 57 and 58. 57. Can't talk, I can't sign, I can't. Big shot, obviously, for Newton. Well, that's got to be frustrating. He throws essentially the same shot and doesn't trip the 4. And frame's starting to run short now because trails by 22 with the spare, but you got to keep your head in and make those spares. You never know what's going to happen. Cortez opened in the 10th back in Los Angeles last week. On each lane when you're ready. Nice job with the 4. You can still max out for 215. Tez going at a 216 pace. That's 9 spare strike the rest of the way. So anybody's game, but it behooves Newton to put some of those X's together right away. Yep. One ball on each lane. Pretty much has to have it. And he does. John from Prescott in northern Arizona. Doing some traveling this year as well. But Tez with a chance to sweep the weekend. Notch title number 82. Creeping, oh! For the third straight shot, creeping high, and for the third straight time, the left side of the rack somehow evaporates. Well, when you win 524,000 titles, these kind of things happen. Not quite that many, sir. Still not over, though. What they mark, though, it will be. Little adjustment, maybe. Whoa! Well, there's bowling for you. He finally throws the perfect shot and slams an 8 after getting 3 in a row on the high hit carries. Must make it to lock it up, though. Should he happen to screw up, that would be 214, and John could get all 3 to win. An 8-pin is one of the easier things on the deck. It allows him to just throw his strike ball, and his strike ball hasn't been far off for a while. Well, maybe he'll go straight at it. Hope he does hook. I don't think he's going to miss this, kids. No, sir, and yes, sir. 82. We've talked over and over. His stated goal a few years ago was 100 titles. It would actually be disappointing at this point if he does not get to 100 titles before even going to college. I think that's just rude. Share the wealth, Tez. He says, no, I shall not. Well, defending Mojave Conference Bowler of the Year starts off confined style, sweeping the weekend with double points today. 226 is going to be enough. Hats off to John, though, getting to a scratch title match for the first time in his career. Hopefully we'll see a few more of that out of him. Just didn't get the carry earlier in the match. He's going to be clean in the 190s with that spare. A couple half tens away from making it really, really close. Alright, JBT bowlers and parents, we have the top two, we have the awards for the top 2 finishers in each of the main divisions. In the scratch division, your runner-up, that's his career high. In the scratch division, give him a nice hand, John Newton. In your handicap division runner-up, also a career high finish for him, Trevor Geronimo. Champions of today's JBT event in the scratch division, he sweeps the weekend for his 82nd career JBT title, Cortez Shank. On the other end of the spectrum, your handicap division champion picks up his very first career JBT title, Sean Singh Jr. So why is Sean still bowling, you might ask? And I would answer because they still have the U17 title match to go, as Sean is going to take on Samantha, who also bowled R8 today. In that match, stick around if you can and cheer him on over on 57 and 8. That'll be the last match of the weekend. Good luck, guys. Trevor, outstanding job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. Look that way. Back that way. Go to the left. Go right. Simon says go to your right. Alright, there we go. Very good. Of course. Plaque is yours to keep. We'll make a little name and date plate for you. Plaque, and you'll get a first prize. It's at least $100 per second. Like we on everything up, so make sure you check the website for that. Most importantly, that top 5 finish gets into our invitation at the end of the year for the Mojave division. That's that $1,000. Somewhere in Vegas, somewhere in May or two. but I get to do that. Just get the top 5 out of the SoCal to get that invitation. We already got top 5. This top 5 thing, we get something you're right. We don't have it separate from the SoCal, so you have to get top 5 in the SoCal to get it out. Top 5 to 10 to get it out. There we go. But outstanding job. Well done. Congratulations. Thanks for coming.
So does it go to money? Does it go to my account? Or?
No, everything is separate. So when you hop on our website, there's 14 down in scholarships, so you don't need a password or anything. You see what you learned for the season, what you learned for your career, where it is out of claimant, all that. Not smart. Smarter.
Smart.
No comment. You don't need a password or anything. It's all any sort of class, Perfect. Well done. Nope.